had 3 straight 20-point games in his college career.
Oh.
Coach, going to take questions from Marcus.
Also, the first time we've had the national champion, Jeopardy champ, in our locker room after the game. I want to congratulate him and his family. That was awesome. You like Jeopardy?
I do like Jeopardy.
Yep. Marcus?
I love Jeopardy.
Yep. Questions for the players?
Andrew, I know for both of y'all, this time it's senior season and stuff like that, but you've really picked it up these past few games. Is there, just because it could be your last time wearing burnt orange in this stretch, that you want to go out on a strong run?
We've had a lot of adversity throughout this year, and the coach really stressed next man up, being ready for the moment, being ready for the opportunity when it presents itself. And, I've been given more opportunity, and I'm just trying to take advantage of it.
Andrew, for your first time scoring 23 straight games, obviously, what does that mean to you, and, why do you think that you've been able to take it to another level? Does it just seem like the game has slowed down, or do you guys feel like you're on, the same page more now?
I'm just being aggressive, kind of let the game come to me, try to utilize our defense to create easy offense. I'm playing with good players who know how to get downhill and create. So as long as I'm ready to lock and load to shoot, attack closeouts, and do my job to the best of my ability, everything's going to take care of itself.
And how much does it open the floor for you and everybody else when Marcus is putting the pressure on the defense like that and attacking?
Defense got to pick the poison. Are they going to sag off me and help stop Marcus from driving and scoring and allow me to get open threes, or are they going to, contain me, keep me from getting open looks, and that's just going to open the floor for our drivers?
Marcus, after Saturday, how do you feel after Saturday? Did it piss you off? Does it sit with you? Does it motivate your fire? Coming out of that, and then you have to wait till the next game. Just kind of, what are your emotions like?
Yeah, it definitely it doesn't go away. You try to watch the film, learn from it, and kind of flush it. But I know as a competitor, it never really. I still think about that game. I still, regret a lot of things that I did in there, and I still wish I had that game back. So, just try to go out and rectify every single game from now on and learn from my mistakes.
Is it something about you have to push the tempo because that little 6-0 spurt that you had, it got everybody going. It seemed like. How much part of it is that? Just keep attacking no matter what.
Yeah, as the point guard on the floor, coach emphasizes and rebounding and running. Big 12 is a great defensive conference, and every single team has their strengths on the defensive end. But as much as you can push the ball, get out in transition, and kind of try and score before the defense is set, that just makes everybody else's job easier. So it's definitely on me to push the pace and get our guys running and making sure we're playing the right way.
I think we got something out of it. I passed the ball.
Spoke to the media after the Tech game. Point guard, that's an accountability position, and we respect people that come out after a tough game and face that music. How hard are you on yourself when it comes to when you struggle, and how does that help you rebound like you did tonight?
It's tough with the great coaching staff we have, and honestly, my family, my mom, my grandma. I like to say I'm my toughest critic, but I am. They're on me pretty hard sometimes, and definitely let me hear it when I'm not playing well. But they do a great job of also encouraging me, knowing that I can play better and having me be at my best. But yeah, I would definitely say I'm my toughest critic. Like I said, I still, have nightmares about that Tech game, and just gonna try and learn from it as much as I can and keep playing better going forward.
During that first half, I know they had some drives to the basket, but when you see them making a lot of difficult shots, is it just, hey, we have to keep up with our defense, or what's y'all's mentality when y'all see them drain some pretty difficult shots?
Like I said, they're a talented team. Big 12 is a talented conference, so sometimes there's just those better offense moments. But we know what we can do better on the defensive end and in our scheme. So we kind of just stuck with the grind, knew what we had to do, turned up a pressure a notch. Just listened to coach, followed the game plan, and were able to execute in the second half.
Any last ones for the players? Go ahead, Chip.
Andrew, your journey's been amazing. You're in your 6th year.
Thank
you.
you.
have a COVID red shirt, right?
Yes.
So you could possibly come back for a 7th year.
Yes.
Can you see that, or?
You may help.
Go ahead.
That hurts me and Andrew both mentally to think about that, but we kind of smile at each other every once in a while. So
There we go.
Is that, do you even think about that?
Right now, I'm living where my feet are. So wherever God placed me at the end of the season is where I'm gonna be. But as of right now, we got 3 more games left in the regular season, and conference tournament try to win and a NCAA tournament try to compete for. So
When you took over you scored 10 in that 15-2 drive.
I did.
Run. Did you just say to yourself, I gotta take it to the rack? What were you telling yourself?
We was losing and we need to get downhill. I haven't hit a jumper, so it's time to get down here and try to get fouled. And I knew once my teammates saw me being aggressive downhill, they'd been like, well, dang, you doing it, I can do it too. So I feel like that fed off, and triggered some spark energy, throughout the team. Marcus got downhill. I don't know how many times that little float out the glass, Timmy attacking, CB finishing at the rim. So if once we know and got confidence we can go downhill, and, if we see one player doing it, it's going to just be a snowball effect.
Brian?
Oh, and I just want to kind of following up on that going downhill. You guys were 14 for 22 on 2-point shots in the second half. This is an attacking.
At 80%.
So, is that something that is talked about on the sideline, or it just sort of naturally happens, and they stop shooting threes and go to the hole?
I think Coach going to do some quick math real quick. Okay, almost. But I think our goal offensively when we get to the rim is try to be above, 80% on all our finishes. If we're above 80% on our finishes, we have a high chance of winning the game. So I don't think what we did was
If we went 7 for 10, what would be our percentage?
70.
You
You feel me?
Right?
He didn't feel me. He didn't feel me at all.
Me and Drew we're both graduates of this fine institution, but we did not win Jeopardy.
At all. I did get, what is it called?
Fan of you.
No, academic first team. Academic.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
You did.
So
Academic All-American.
Smart
over
little
here,
bit.
baby.
Marcus, why did you and Christian both decide to wear those same LeBrons tonight?
Actually, I thought I was going to be the only one wearing them tonight. But, I don't blame my guy. That's our little roommate connection. That's definitely a great shoe right there. So I'm glad, we both brought it out tonight. We both got the dub in them.
What about his shoes? He had something special on that too.
So what did it say?
Yours?
Dear Dolores.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, let's see.
Coach coming with some
Hey,
heat
now, you got a
now.
couple of
They
customized shoes out here,
they do
man.
the player kicks on court, but Coach be coming with some heat now. Oh, yes, sir.
This is Jordan's.
Yep.
Like this.
Yeah, custom.
It's tough.
One of one.
One-on-ones.
One of one.
What does that say?
If Drew ever plays a game defensively that's elite in my eyes, I'm going to give him these.
Okay.
I don't know if that's an NCAA violation or not. Wait till
There's no such thing.
we'll wait till exactly. Yeah.
No such thing.
I'll have him sign my business card for name, image, and likeness and give it to him. Yeah.
Do a social media post.
Exactly.
One last one for the players.
Andrew, are y'all you feel like y'all are accelerating? I mean, I know Saturday happened, but that feels like such a one-off situation. Do you feel like y'all are taking flight?
I feel like we're getting better with each game and each outing. We're learning from every mistake, every loss. So as long as we learn and don't make the same mistake twice and try to be at our best each game, I feel like we're on a trajectory of doing really big things, because we're so versatile, as far as how hard we compete and, the depth that we have on this team, regardless of, who's here and who's not. And, I feel like if we just continue to lock in, I think we're going to be really good down the stretch.
Thank you all. Appreciate it.
Chris, how are you able to speed them up in the second half offensively? Because they were winning that tempo battle. Crowd was not into the game, but a couple of stops, and all of a sudden the switch just flipped. How are you able to do that?
Yeah, one thing was the crowd, because when the crowd did get into the game, it obviously affects college basketball. So appreciative of the people that came out tonight. One game left in the Irwin Center, men's basketball. Kind of emotional thinking about that, but that'll be Monday. But yeah, we're appreciative of the crowd. I thought the crowd impacted the game as the second half went on, and ultimately, the goal and objective will be to get that where it's from tip to buzzer, and we're working at it. And our fans are great, and they're responding, and look forward to a great last game. In terms of this game, we wanted to get out and rebound and run tonight, but it's hard to do that pulling the ball out of the net. And so when our defense got a little bit better in the second half, at times it enabled us to push out and transition. That was one thing we were able to do. Basically, our offense got aggressive, and I think our defense kind of fed off of that.
They hadn't shot like that the first half all year, or at least across an entire game. So what's your message
Yeah, definitely stay the course. They had 5 threes in the first half, and we knew it wasn't going to be our evening if we gave them 10 for the game. So I think in the second half we held them to 1 made 3, I think. So that was good. Micah is a guy that I had the privilege to recruit and coach, and so we knew Micah was going to play great tonight. He did in both games this year against Texas, so it wasn't surprising to us that he was being aggressive, shooting the ball. I know he's emotionally attached to this game, as he is all games, because he's a great player. But yeah, our second half, 3-point defense, obviously just we were more focused on it, I guess would be accurate to say.
Andrew leads that charge, the 15-2 run by going inside, which he's been doing the last 3 games when you guys seem to need offense. Can you just talk about his ability to do that and what it means?
Yeah, I've spent a lot of time with Drew just talking about, I think he's a scorer. I think he's a basketball player. I don't think he's necessarily a shooter. And I think he's one of the best shooters in the country. But to win games in March, you got to have players. And so tonight, one of the better games I've seen him play. And I don't think he made a 3-point shot. He puts 21 on the board, has the ball in his hands a lot, and only has 1 turnover. So I thought Drew's basketball IQ tonight was off the charts. Just understanding that the 3-point shot really wasn't our best friend tonight, but getting to the basket and getting to the free throw line was.
Chris, along those lines, though, I want to ask about the IQ of the team, because the second half got more physical. There were 2 really good press breaks there where they tried to go full court. Timmy throwing the ball off the guy's foot, rolling out of bounds. I mean, these are smart plays that determine the outcome, but they don't really show up in the box score. What do you feel about your team's overall IQ?
Yeah, I was really impressed with it, especially in the second half. You look up and you're down 10 at home to a team that's fighting and clawing to get in the NCAA tournament, an NCAA tournament team in my eyes. You're going to get their best shot, and I thought our guys did a good job of not getting too rattled. Called a timeout there, which I don't like to do. Like to put the game in the players' hands, but just trying to calm the guys down. No real adjustments, just let's stay the course. Let's try to chip away here a little bit. And then we just had some great plays. I agree. Look, when we put 4 guys in double figures, we got a guy with 5 block shots and a guy with double-figure rebounds or close to it. We're going to be a tough out for anybody. So college basketball, I think, is a player's game. Obviously, for TCU tonight, Miles was a handful. We were focused on him. I thought he earned every single one of his points. Micah played great, and they had some other contributions. But I think for us, to get those 4 guys in double-figure scoring and just have some other, good performances, ultimately that's what it is. Players got to play well to win games.
Coach, how crucial was Christian Bishop tonight? He had a couple blocks and seemed to get the other guys going. So, what was your impression of his game?
Yeah, I thought his rim protection was excellent. And in the first half, we were a little frustrated. We had some possessions. If you did that on Jeopardy, it wouldn't work. What is possessions where we funneled the ball where we wanted it to be, and we thought we had some guys in positions to block some shots or some vertical jumps or even take charges, and we just didn't do it for whatever reason. So I think as the game settled down, a lot of our players, obviously CB at the top of the list, took some pride in rim protection.
Coach, the starters got heavy minutes tonight. For you, is that ideal to kind of have that consistency in the rotation? And of course, like you said, having, I think it was 4 guys in double figures tonight.
Yeah, I mean, to me, ideal is winning the game. And there's different ways to win the game. Certainly, I think we're at our best where we got balance and we got some really good players coming off that bench. Tonight was just one of those games where as a coach, you make a decision and you just hope you make the right one. Those are the things I got to live with when we make the wrong one from time to time. But a lot of confidence in my decision making because of the people I work with. And so those coaches each have responsibilities. And guys did a great job tonight. We made some calculated decisions, and we were fortunate enough tonight for those to work. They always don't, but it's nice when they do.
Kind of along those lines, I know you're looking for more than 1 made 3, but y'all throw what do y'all call it? With Brock at the 5, I guess Jason at the 4. What do y'all call that lineup, and how would you grade how it's just been in this stretch of games?
Yeah, it's a lineup we have a lot of confidence in because of Timmy's ability to play bigger, and Brock is a guy that can guard all 5 positions, and a lot of things to Jace's game that I don't think people recognize. He can do a lot of things. He can guard 4 positions. He's a really smart IQ player. So tonight, you try to stretch the floor on some possessions. And sometimes you match up with the other guy. Jamie was moving his lineups in and out, and a couple times we countered, and a couple times we held strong on what we wanted to do. So it went kind of back and forth tonight.
Chris, it seems like Andrew, when he's on the floor and he makes the offense move a little bit, the movement, the spacing, or how much of that are you do you give him credit for? Or what does he do well in those situations?
Yeah, I give him a lot of credit. Again, he's done a lot that we've asked him to do. He's trying to approach the game a little bit different than he has in the past, and I'm not saying that's better or worse. It's just different, and he's done a great job with it. The ball doesn't stick in his hands. That allows us to put it in his hands more. I think Drew's kind of a second, third touch guy. It's hard to come down the floor against this kind of competition and just, throw the ball to one guy, go score. It's when you start getting the things side to side, second, third touch, it just makes the game a lot easier offensively. I think Marcus and Ramey had great floor games tonight. Young Devin helped us, and I thought the ball moved tonight for the most part.
Two last ones.
Chris, Jamie complimented your team's physicality and toughness, especially in the second half. How would you evaluate the growth of your team's toughness, and how important is that toughness this next month?
Yeah, we're right back at him. They gave us all we could handle for 30 minutes on our home floor, and I thought TCU was the more physical team for portions of the game, and I appreciate Jamie saying that because I did think we responded, and we're the tougher team down the stretch. And so, what was the question?
Just how would you evaluate the growth of your team's toughness? Maybe would you have won this game, down 10 at home earlier in the season? How would you evaluate the growth of your team's toughness?
To ultimately win 6 games in 3 weekends, you're going to have to win in different ways. And normally if you go back and look at those journeys, there's going to be a game along the way where you're down 10 in the second half. And I thought tonight was a great kind of confidence builder for us that we, if we're in that situation again, which I hope we're not, but if we play as many games as we'd like, we probably will be. It's something to kind of pull from experience that we dug ourselves out of a hole tonight and played well down the stretch. In terms of toughness, I think it's kind of a misunderstood word. I think there's different kinds of toughness, physical toughness, mental toughness, and I've been talking to our guys a lot just about physicality. It's not like we don't have players that are tough, but I think there's a physical side to basketball that, and I thought tonight we made some physical plays. It's possible to me to be a tough guy and not be physical. My mom's the toughest person I never met, and she's not going to go, knock you down on a rebound. So, but the physicality part, she'd knock me down a little bit back in the day, but the physicality part is something we've really been emphasizing because I think we can become a more physical team as March nears.
You guys dapping up fans after making hustle plays, and the people in the good seats are going nuts, and the bench is going nuts. That kind of emotion can carry a team sometimes. How do you manufacture that when come tournament time when you're not going to be playing at the Irwin Center anymore?
Well, how we do it is Texas fans travel. We got to get our fans to travel, and whether it's in Kansas City or road games in this league, or certainly the NCAA tournament. And so we hope to have a great following. I know Texas fans have traveled in the past. When I was with Coach Penders, we had some great environments, and that's a big part of it. So I think the administration's working hard on that, how to set those experiences up for our fans. But that's one thing, you got to travel when you get to those neutral site games to make sure they're not neutral site. And you try to have a great season where you in a location where your fans can experience those first round games. And I think in some ways we still control our own destiny in that regard. We've got a lot of work to do, and it's going to be really difficult with the schedule we have, but anything great is difficult.
Last one, Brian.
Chris, y'all going to travel early, I assume, to West Virginia. What do you think about the Mountaineers? Because on paper, it could be very easily viewed as a positive trap game, but Texas has really struggled there at times. What are your thoughts on what Huggy's got going on at this point in the season?
Yeah, me personally, I've never believed in trap games. It's the next game on the schedule. You have a Hall of Fame coach, one of the best guys that's ever done it, and his staff. You've got really good players, including some all-conference guys, some guys that will play in the NBA from that team. Records can be really misleading. There's some teams out there that have really good records right now that probably aren't the team that people think they are, and then there's some teams that are scrapping. So, West Virginia's 3 or 4 wins away from getting to the NCAA tournament, and I'm sure they're already kind of priming up for Kansas City. We're going to get their best shot. Whenever you play against a Coach Huggins team, you know, the records really don't mean much. It's one of the toughest places to play in the country. They're going to shoot that rifle off before the game and after the game, and we'll have to play our best 40 of the year. You know, but that's going to be my message the rest of the year out. You know, you want to beat West Virginia, Baylor. Who we got? Kansas. The Celtics in there somewhere, and you get to Kansas City. There's not one game left where you say, "Hey guys, let's go out there and play our B game tonight, and we'll win." This time of year, it's like you got to play your best 40. So yeah, that West Virginia game, you can throw the records out. That's going to be a tough test for us. Coach Hugs is the best.